Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I thought with everything going on I would talk about online purchasing and what you can do if you still want to purchase some fragrance during this time. So stay tuned for that. And if you like the content, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now, there are a lot of online discounters available to buy fragrance, and this is an excellent opportunity to make use of them. So I'm going to talk about some of the options, my experiences with them, and the ones that are most definitely legit, so you don't have to worry about getting quality product. Now, the first one on the list is Fragrance X. I've actually heard a lot of bad things about Fragrance X, so I was a little skeptical, but I wanted to really pick this fragrance up, and at least when I did buy this, this is the only place I could find it online. They had a tester of this guy, and it was a very good price, $42 for a 2-ounce bottle, which I think is a really great price. Now, I did purchase this from Fragrance X, and I got it in a very quick delivery time. No issues with this whatsoever. Performs well. This is definitely a legit bottle, so I am happy with that purchase. They do have a pretty good selection of fragrances, and they have decent deals as well. So you can find testers on there for a good price. You can find other fragrances as well, just discounted on that site. Now, I will say Fragrance X, I believe, has another site called perfume.com, which I've also heard some complaints about. I haven't used that one in particular, but to my knowledge, it's run by the exact same company, so it probably is still legit, and it probably is the same thing. Now, I have compared them, and they are the same prices, so it probably doesn't matter, but I will say I've used Fragrance X with no problem, and so I would recommend that one over perfume.com. Another one is Fragrance Net. Now, I've also heard some complaints about this one, but I have to say I've actually had a good experience. So I did purchase this one. However, some browser error or something, I accidentally purchased two of this order in two separate orders. And when I actually got confirmation, I only got confirmation for one purchase, but they did send me two separate packages. And of course, all I did was call them, told them the situation, and they sent me a label, which I then printed out and returned one of the packages for a full refund. I didn't have to pay for shipping for return. It was a very, very easy process. I will say I didn't open the other package. I opened the box, but not the box here. So it still had the cellophane on it, made it very easy to return. But ultimately, it was great because it was just a very nice experience because it was very pleasant customer service, very easy to make that order, and very easy to get a refund on a returned product. I will say the shipping time, not the best. So it was a little bit slower out of some of the sites that I've used, but it is a good site and it does have a lot of good deals, so you should check that one out for sure. They all are also good with their refund policy, so I appreciate that. Another great site is fragrancebuy.ca. This is a Canadian site, so if you are in Canada, this is definitely one you want to make use of. They do ship also to America, but of course, with everything that's going on right now, shipping could be delayed, so it won't be as fast. My experience when I was living in Toronto, which I do understand is fairly close to the dispatch house, I basically got my package the next day. So very fast shipping within Canada. I know it's a little bit slower internationally, or at least to the United States, and especially with what's going on, it's definitely the case that it will be slower for sure. Now, one great thing about Fragrance Buy is they do tend to have a lot of fragrances, and they tend to have stuff that other discounters don't have. So it is a great option to look at that site to see what else they have. One thing I will say is to make it easier for yourself, it's probably a good idea to click the box that says only in stock. They do have a bunch of stuff that they'll show you that's not in stock. This can clutter the page. You can get excited about finding something really rare, but they don't have it. And I will say my experience with waiting lists as well has not been good. So I did sign an email for a waiting list for when they get Oud Amazing back in stock. And I have never gotten an email yet, and that was months ago. So I don't know if they've gotten it back in stock. I don't know if they ever will. But I will say that some of the things that are out of stock are quite possibly out of stock for a long time, and something like Oud Amazing that's very popular will sell very fast. They do have a nice selection of Roja fragrances. I believe they also have Nishane, and they have Kilian's and a lot of other things as well. So it is an excellent site to look at, an excellent site to check out for the options there. The other thing I'll note is that if you're in America when you use this site, it is possible that they'll display the fees in US dollars, but when you check out, they'll show you the Canadian dollar total. So do make sure if you notice that price increase, notice that it probably says Canadian dollars where before it said US dollars. I have known that to happen. I have known some people who've had that. They didn't realize it was switching from Canada US dollars to Canadian dollars, and so they thought the price suddenly went up. That isn't the case, but of course just check and make sure, because it will say US dollar and Canadian dollar beside the amount. Ultimately, I will say I've had a very good experience with that company. Very fast shipping within Canada, and of course they do also ship to the United States. Another one is Lucky Scent. I actually picked this up at Lucky Scent, Nishane. Basically, I will say the one problem with Lucky Scent is that oftentimes you're basically going to pay full retail. The one nice thing about Lucky Scent is that they do have a couple of different things that make it a good service. So they do have a lot of fragrances that other places and other discounters won't have. They do have fairly good shipping, although I will say that if something is on back order, you can be prepared to wait a long time. So I ordered B through them when it hadn't been released yet. It took a very, very long time to get there, and in fact, I got it after a lot of other people. I also ordered Shihan from them, which was on back order at the time, and it took a very long time to get that. Now that one, of course, I don't think it's really their fault because it is a one-man company, and so they have to deal with shipping from Poland and all kinds of things like that. But just do be prepared that if you order something on back order, that it may take a long time to get to you. Other than that, shipping generally tends to be pretty good if they have things in stock. Another nice thing is if you spend, I think it's $100, you get 4 free samples. And you can pick from any of their samples, so that's really fantastic. Don't forget to pick those out. And also something I didn't know the first time I made a purchase is that they do have at the very bottom of the screen where they have that menu, they'll have a free with order or a gift with order. Essentially, this provides you with some options that if you, I believe, spend over $100, or it depends on what the gift is, you can enter in that promo code and get that gift for free. So there are some perks to it. They have good selection. They do have those samples, and often they have nice gifts. I actually saw once Vetiver Parfum, the Parfum version for Roja, one of those travel atomizers, which I believe is a $70 value if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty good, and that was for free. At least at the time of making this video, they had 15 mil travel atomizers for Parfum Nikolai, and so they have a lot of good options there. So it can be worth it, and especially if it's something that's hard to find, a lot of times they'll have it, and I know they have some exclusive things that you can't get elsewhere. With Lucky Scent, you can also buy samples. I believe they're 1 mil samples. They are a little expensive, but again, they do have a good selection. So if there are certain things you're looking for that you're finding hard to find, that is definitely one way to do it. Another one, the last one that I'm going to talk about today, Max Aroma. I haven't had too much experience with them, but I have heard a lot of good things about the company, and I can say that they do have fairly good prices. I noticed that actually Chris from Casual Fragrances is going to leave a link to his channel down below, did point this out to me that they have a sale happening right now that is a 15% off, and they do have a very good selection, so that is definitely another good one to check out. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Are there any great online discounters that I missed? Leave a comment down below with some sites you've used that you enjoy. No reason to panic. Of course, we still can buy more fragrances even in this time. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.